Welcome everyone to episode 446 of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular swolecast in the realm, because when I flex, you flex, we all obviously flex our biceps. Welcome to the Gain Train, welcome to the Swole Show.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Welcome to the most amazing, the most muscular swolecast in the world. Remember, if you want to catch someone grow a beard live, if you want to watch someone build muscle live, if you want to watch someone actually gain mass and absorb energy from his surroundings, you have to watch this show. And if you watch it live, you can get all of it live. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's a great opportunity for me, and it's a great opportunity for all of you to watch someone get yoked. Thanks for watching every day live at 12 noon Eastern time right here on Facebook. And remember, you can watch every episode on YouTube and listen to the podcast on SoundCloud and iTunes. If you have not yet checked out the podcast, you can listen to every episode. So you can just absorb and do your pump. You can fucking lift. You can do whatever you want and get fucking information at the same time. So a lot of people like to train and get swole, get yoked, and hydrate at the same time and listen to the Daily Swole. Oh, amazing. So thank you for joining me. Today is how to prevent the body apocalypse. And obviously we all know what the apocalypse is, the end of times, the end of days, when everything shuts down and gets fucking wiped out. The body apocalypse is what happens when you don't do the right shit. So the body apocalypse is not whether you train for strength, it's not whether you do running, it's not whether you do cycling, it's whether you don't do these specific exercises. Because if you don't move properly and you don't train the right muscles, what's going to happen is your shit will fucking fall apart. The body apocalypse will happen, and it's going to have a chain reaction. A chain reaction that's going to, like dominoes, fucking wipe you out. It's going to absolutely wipe you out over the course of your life. And this is that chain reaction from injuries. So float some hearts. It's not a good thing. Float some hearts or some thumbs if you've had an injury, if you've had something that has set you back, if you have had an injury that has led to other injuries. So leave something in the comments. I want to know about your injuries and what has led to other injuries. This is a positive episode, but I want you to be aware. I want to kind of bring those memories and those thoughts up of something that led to like a domino effect, like a chain reaction, like, oh shit, I hurt my knee and now my back hurts, or I hurt my ankle and now my neck starts hurting, something that has had like a domino effect. And that domino effect can be prevented largely, can be prevented and can be reversed in many ways by doing the following thing. And yeah, Keith, the weekend warrior injuries, and that's very, very popular. And one of the problems with being a weekend warrior, being a weekend golfer, is that first off, for example, golfing, you sit down on your ass, you're in the office all week, and then you go on the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, and you go explosively rotationally for 2 days straight, and you hurt your back because your highest risk is when you're rotating for speed and torque, and you don't do anything otherwise. So your glutes are not activated, and then you're throwing your fucking shit out. Gina, my back is out right now, and my knee is hurting. Yep. And what is in between the back and the knee? It is the glutes. It is the glutes. And I agree, Nick. Golf is absolutely nuts. Golf is the worst activity. It is the worst form of exercise. People like to get outside, but in terms of like physical activity and exercise, it's absolutely a fucking zero. It's a zero of what you can do to help yourself. So a lot of you are saying lower back injury. So if you have a lower back injury, drop it in the comments. Drop in the comments. Tell me if you've had a lower back injury. The glutes. And I've been talking about the glutes, and it's hump day, so I wanted to bring the glutes up again. But the glutes really, as I said last week, that the glutes are the king of the jungle. As I stated, the glutes are the king of the north. The king of the north. That's how I call the glutes. Not the king of the jungle, the king of the north. So the glutes, that Jon Snow booty, it prevents, and when I say prevent, I know that could be a little bit extreme, but it greatly reduces the risk of having lower back pain or injury, and greatly reduces the risk of knee pain and injury. When you have the glutes, let's assume that the glutes are completely working properly. I'm not going to go into like, oh, the glutes are bad, so you're putting this at risk and this, that. I've talked about that before. I've done that in my premium workshops. We've discussed that here on the show. Let's say your glutes are activated properly. You have good posture. That means that your femur, your legs that come down from your glutes are stable. What it means to have your glutes working, and when I'm always saying activate your glutes and have your hips balanced and have that balance and have that even, when I say that, it's because your glutes need to be stabilizing. And if your glutes are stabilizing, that means that your femur, your thighs are stable and in position. And if your thighs are stable and in position, that means your knees are going to be properly aligned. You see, your thighs come in at a slight angle, which already puts pressure on the knees. When they are unstable, your femur can actually kind of wobble a little bit and be less, less structurally, have less structural integrity. And then all of a sudden they start bending in a little bit more, and they can cause that micro degrees of torque and pressure that can tear things like your ACL, that can cause tendonitis in the sides because of the rubbing and the friction and the angular stress of the femur, which is as a result of having unstable glutes. So it comes from the source, right? Same thing with the building. You might see a most amazing building, wow, it looks beautiful, but they condemn it or they shut it down because the foundation is cracked. So if you have the base, if you have one spot, the weakest link, then you're going to be weakening the entire structure. Talk about the glute medius and the minimus. When I say the glutes in general, I'm talking about stabilization from the posterior. I'm talking about from the the lateral portions. The glutes are a whole complex. So those of you that are more familiar with kinesiology and anatomy, there are three major parts of the glutes. There's also the deep external rotators, but we're talking about the medius on the sides, the minimus on the sides, and the gluteus maximus on the back and kind of the sides. So they all work synergistically together to provide balance and stability in all planes of motion. So if you have any higher knowledge of the glutes, it's not just butt on the back, it's butt on the back and butt on the sides. So your body has to stabilize, not just front to back, your body has to stabilize side to side, and your body has to stabilize rotationally. No, I'm not going to talk about lordosis. And here's the thing, hyperlordosis leads to anterior pelvic tilt, but so does anterior pelvic tilt lead to hyperlordosis. So you have all those things. You have girls arching their back on Instagram and wearing high heels, even to when they're 50, 60 years old. Women, their entire lives wearing high heels that fuck up the ankle complex, that cause them to be out of balance. And I'll talk about heels and shoes in another episode. But the glutes specifically, if you don't have the glutes activated, so if you have them activated, your lower back is in proper alignment or more proper alignment. If your glutes are activated, you have more stability in your femur. You're going to have better alignment for your knees. If you have more activated glutes and they're in good position, you have less likelihood of your feet caving in, causing things like plantar fasciitis, having pain in the bottom of your foot. If you have activated glutes, you have less risk of having shoulder pain and rotator cuff injury. Rotator cuff injury? How the fuck do the glutes and the imbalance affect the rotator cuff? Neck pain, neck injury. How do the glutes being deactivated cause shoulder pain or neck pain? Well, if your glutes are weak, not only do you have an excessive curvature of your lower back and lordosis, but you could also have a lot of cervical extension, and you're going to cause a lot of neck strain, maybe levator scapula, it could be splenius capitis, it could be all these muscles in the back of your neck, putting in too much pressure. You can have chronic headaches, migraines. You could also hurt your shoulder, because when the glutes are weak, you have less stability in the hips, and the lats attach from the hip and they go all the way up to the shoulder. So you cause imbalance in the shoulder. And this doesn't mean like, hey, I didn't work my glutes today, my shoulder hurts. I'm talking about maybe 5, 10, 15 years, depending on the severity of it. It can lead, I'm not saying weak glutes cause an injury, but weak glutes can cause instability, which causes, at the hip, which causes instability in the shoulder, which puts a lot of pressure on the shoulder, which can strain a muscle long term. So it's a chain reaction, and all of this thing, all of what we're discussing every day, and what I'm discussing tomorrow night in the premium workshop that I've talked about for the past few days, all these things is about decreasing your risk and putting yourself in a better position for success, putting yourself in a better position to not have an injury, putting yourself in a better position to not have pain. That's all it is. Just because you work your glutes doesn't mean you're never going to hurt your neck. Doesn't mean you're never going to hurt your shoulder. Doesn't mean you're never going to have pain. It just means that you are less likely to be susceptible to preventable pain, to preventable injury. Because a lot of what we have in this world, in this life, is our fault. A lot of the injury or the pain or the suffering or the situation in our lives is our fault. We make a choice and we do X, Y, and Z. So it's our fault as a result. If I go stand in traffic and I get hit by a car, that's my fault. If I sit at a desk for 20 years, oh, but it's my job, blah, blah. So what? It's your fault. It's your fault. Take responsibility. I sat at the desk job for 20 fucking years, so it's my fault. That's how it works. Well, but that's what I was supposed to do. Well, I didn't have a choice. The desk was there. Of course you did. You had a choice. You could quit. You could have done a different career. I mean, it's your fault. But own it. Understand that that's what happened. That's what you did. And you didn't make the proper arrangements to, you didn't know. Okay, that's fine. You didn't know. That wasn't your forte. You weren't aware, 20 years ago about corrective exercise. Few people are. So that's not the issue. I mean, it's just now you know. To know and not to do is not to know. So if you know and you're aware of this now, those of you that are watching, those of you that are listening, if you're paying attention and you're acting on it, or you're taking notes and you're fucking doing something about it, there you go. That's all there is. That's all you can do. That's all you can do is take action once you realize. For those of you that are watching like, oh man, I really should do this, and you do nothing, then again, your fault, your problem, and you're actively just pushing aside the issues, and you're going to have something happen worse in the future. So I encourage all of you to take a stand and take a step forward and make this more of a prominent feature with your training, with glute activation and balancing it out. And I saw someone ask, how often should you be doing glute training? You could be activating your glutes every fucking day before every single workout. You could have certain days where you stress it a little bit more, but it's all about activating the glutes and then integrating it into your training. So you don't just do like, hey, a hip bridge and then go into heavy squats, but every day before your workout for your training, especially before back day and before leg day, you could do a series of specific warm-ups where you can activate these muscles so they're more firing during your training. And doing yoga and doing all these other types of activities will help balance out the body while you're continuing to activate the glutes. So you are changing. You are changing your body. You're training your body. You're retraining your body. So that's why I encourage for all of you. And these are some of the things that I'm going over tomorrow night in the premium workshop. So those of you that are already in premium and those of you that are aware of this workshop already, I am going to be going over certain exercises that are going to do just that. Activate the glutes, activate muscles in the upper back. They're going to help balance out your shoulder for people that have shoulder pain. I'm going to go over a couple exercises for the neck, how you can realign and maybe reduce neck injury and neck pain and risk of that if you have any kind of like issues with the neck. I'm going to go over an exercise for the forearm for elbow tendonitis. That's really good. That's helped me a lot in reducing pain and inflammation in my elbow. That's gotten me back into the gym full force. I'm going to go over an exercise for the knees to help realign the knees, to help balance out the knees and reduce injuries and tendonitis in the knees. I'm going to go over an exercise for the feet so you can fucking go over and prevent plantar fasciitis. I mean, all these things are going to put you in a better position. Is it going to cure something? Not necessarily. Like, is it going to, if something's really, really bad, it could be too late. Is it the answer to everything? No, but I'm going to give you an example for every area of the body that I can think of during the workshop that are going to help you. So tools that you can use. Tools that you can use for improving posture, for reducing risk. But the glutes can prevent the apocalypse. The glutes can prevent the apocalypse. So if you're already in my premium group, you have to start looking at those exercise demos that I showed you to activate the glutes regularly. If you start doing that regularly and you start doing yoga regularly, you will see night and day difference. I guarantee it. So everyone that has not yet signed up for premium for the workshop tomorrow night, do so. Do not wait till you get in time and you can ask questions and you can interact live. It's tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Do not wait. The link is in the description, premium.swolenormous.com. Click that fucking shit, sign up, because it is going to be lit tomorrow. I am telling everyone that is in my premium group that you're watching right now, it is going to be fucking awesome. I promise you. It always is. It always is. I'm just amped up. Thank you so much for joining me for episode 446 of the Daily Mother Sleazy, the most muscular, sleaziest Swolecast ins around, because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. Thanks for watching live at 12 noon Eastern time. Thanks for watching on YouTube. And if you're getting your ears blown out by my gains and by my beard and by all my swoles, on podcast form, SoundCloud, and iTunes. Thank you for listening. And everyone, I will catch you on Instagram and Snapchat. Please hit me up. Check out Instagram. There's a new caption contest. If you haven't checked me out on Instagram, go follow me there. And also, if you haven't followed me or left a review here on my Facebook page, leave a review. I appreciate the support. So if you haven't left a Facebook review, please do that right here on my page. And everyone else, I will see you tomorrow night, especially for the premium workshop. If you ain't signed up, sign up. What the fuck you waiting for? Take that next step. Click the link in the description. Takes 2 seconds. It's painless. It's free to sign up. Do so right away. Premium.swolenormous.com. Workshop tomorrow night, Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Exercise overload. Gonna help you get your posture on point. Deuce Magoose, peace Mageese. I'll see you tomorrow for episode 447. Later.